All right, how long is this? Holy buckets. 245 days? What the heck is going on with this thing? It looks clean. It looks pretty. Is there nobody moving to that area? If it's a max exodus of people out of there, but nobody's coming in, then you may not want to invest there because whoever you're going to try to rent to, the pool would be very small. Skip tracing. They do include it in the price and they don't charge extra for it. This is my creative calculator. You can get it off of my website, christhompsonteam.com. The link will be below. This is a free download I have on there, and there's some other useful tools that you might find helpful. Good morning and welcome back to another episode of the weekly deal analysis here in the Corner Barn. I am Chris Thompson, that bearded guy, the creative guy. Each and every week, I jump on here, pick a random house off the internet, and analyze it for a cash deal and a creative deal. Let's get into it. Hey, real quick, if you would hit that like button for me, I would really appreciate it. It helps tell YouTube that my stuff's actually worth watching. I really appreciate your support. On this week's episode, we are diving into 101 Baldwin Street in Berea, Berea. If I'm saying that wrong, please let me know. I do apologize if I said it wrong. In Kentucky, 40403. Let's take a look at this thing. So they are asking 175,000. It is a 3 bedroom, 1 bath, 1078 square foot, built in 1980. And Zillow says their price is pretty close and there is no HOA. Looks like it's on a crawl space, which is that vent right there. So let's take a look at the pictures and see what this thing looks like. Clean siding. I can't tell if that's aluminum or vinyl. Brick front, which is nice. We got our gray walls, our gray floors, our white trim and doors. I would say this kind of looks like a flip, but it could just be a renovation. Who knows? Rooms are pretty small, but comparative to 1980. Your bathroom vanity, I bet that thing is really tiny. And you got your standard fiberglass tub. Oh, and you're missing a shower head. Oh, you get 2 shower heads. Kitchen, your general golden oak, Formica countertops. Maybe this one's a rental. Water heater is electric. Washer and dryer hookups. Original cabinets. Looks like a pretty decent backyard. Fenced in. And an okay little deck off the back here. Got a huge tree right there. There's your HVAC in the corner. All right, so cute little house. Let's see what else we got. All right, how long is this? Holy buckets. 245 days? What the heck is going on with this thing? It looks clean. It looks pretty. Is there nobody moving to that area? Wow. As an investor, this is one of the things that you need to look at is who's moving in and who's moving out. If there's more people moving in to the area, then that's something that you really want to pay attention to because it's probably an area that you want to invest in. If it's a max exodus of people out of there, but nobody's coming in, then you may not want to invest there because whoever you're going to try to rent to, the pool would be very small. So this agent is not doing anything. And I take that back. They may be trying. Their client just may not be listening. What else? Almost 1,300 for rent. We got kind of a wide range on here. When did everything blow up? No, like most things, everything kind of shot up in price. This thing, wow, almost doubled in price in the last 5 years. So they tried selling last year. They bought this thing in 12 for $79,000. Sorry. Tried it for 180, took it down, came back at 190, and just reduced the price down to 175. Wow. Property taxes are good. It's lower than that 1 month's rent, which is one of the things I like to look for. Have a high level area overview. We got a 175, a 128, and a 180, and then a sold for 200. See if we can find anything else down here. So here's that 200 sale. Let's take a look at that one. Nope, sorry, that is for sale. Turn it back down here. So this one is for sale, sorry. These must be solds. Yeah. All right, so this one sold for 175 in June. Very similar. Oh, getting click button happy over here. All right, what do we got down here? So for sale. Oh, here's some recent solds. Yellow is sold, red is for sale. So we got a 128 and a 175. These are all off market, but they're estimating around 160, 165. What else we got? Similar homes for sale. 83, 2, 80. Probably low, but I'm gonna go with, so we got a one, how long has this thing been on? Not that long. All right, I'm gonna say our ARV is 155. And if you don't know what ARV is, it's after repair value, what the home is worth after it's all cleaned up and fixed up. I think this home is already cleaned up and fixed up. So we're going to say ARV is 155. That may be accurate. It may not be. I don't know. So I think we pulled out everything we can here. I do want to check one more thing. Get values, rents. So Zillow is saying 1279. Sorry, just taking some notes here. 1279 for rent. We'll compare that here in a minute. So now that we have everything here, we are going to jump over to the Invest Nest to analyze this thing as a cash deal. If you haven't heard of the Invest Nest, it's super awesome software, very user-friendly, and very cost-effective. My link below will get you 50% off of your first month and your first week for free. Check it out. If you like it, great, use it. If you don't, it doesn't cost you anything. So let's pull this sucker up here. Another really cool thing about this site that I like a lot is skip tracing. They do include it in the price and they don't charge extra for it. But it's got some really good information here. So this is owned by an LLC. I love the name. Finance details. This will tell us if they have a mortgage on it. 07. When did they buy this thing? I don't know. Doesn't really matter. The estimated mortgage balance is 47. Estimated equity. So they got a good equity position. So they could very easily do a subject to with a seller carry, which is also called a hybrid. Depending on a lot of different things, we could do straight seller financing. For today's purposes, we're just going to do seller financing. If you have a property that you're considering, but the cash price isn't working and you know that they can or won't do seller finance and you're looking for another creative option, go to my website, christhompsonteam.com, and book a call with me today. Because what I do is a lot of creative financing. Most of my portfolio is all purchased creatively using mostly none of my own money. All right, let's analyze this sucker. Call this 101 Baldwin. And we said our purchase price, well, we didn't say what our purchase price was. We said our ARV is 155,000. Pull up my calculator times 70% of what I think it's worth. So that gives us 108,500. We're going to round up because we're generous to 109. Our closing costs are going to be 4 points because we're going to be paying our side and the seller side. 2 points to our hard money lender or DSCR lender, pretty normal across the industry. Our improvement costs, everything looks clean in here. I think it's really just a pricing thing. Our down payment, we only want to put down 20%, and we want to stretch that out over 30 years. Investor rates right now are sitting right around 7, I believe. So we'll keep that rate. Our rent. All right, now comes the fun part. So Zillow said our rent was $12.74, and now we're going to jump over to HUD to see what they're offering. This is the HUD website. I'll put the link in the description below as also. But this breaks down county by county, state by state, and sometimes it even goes by zip code as to what HUD will pay. HUD is also known as Section 8. So for a 3-bedroom, they are offering a max of 1323 versus our Zillow of just under 13. I think we split the middle and do a nice round 1300 a month. So we'll come back over here to the nest and plug this in. Property taxes built in. Insurance, it may be a little high, but I like to estimate at least 125 a month. So that'd be 1,500 a year. Our management fee is going to be 10%. Pretty standard across the board for any property manager. Our utilities are going to be handled by our tenant. So we're not going to factor that stuff in. A war chest, always, always, always factor in your war chest. At minimum, keep 15% aside of each month's rent, the gross, so that when something goes wrong, it's already covered because you have that money set aside. So that's repairs and maintenance, vacancy, and capital expenditures. If you want clarification on what any of that stuff is, drop a comment below. I'm happy to answer it. We're real estate investors. We don't pay full commissions, so I put that sucker to 5%. Are you ready to see what the numbers spit out? All right, not bad. Not great, but not bad. So that's $150 a month, and we're spending $28,000 to get that. Now, if we could buy that rate down, even just say a half a point, or we'll do a full point because I'm dyslexic and that's easier. So we'll drop the thing a full point, and that increases our cash flow a pretty reasonable amount. But then your cost out of pocket would be a little bit higher because you're buying those points down. We'll leave it at this for the rest of the breakdown. So cash on cash is 8%. Not bad, not great. The ROI is pretty solid at almost 20%, 19.41. The 1% rule, if you like old school stuff, this does fit. So our total income is 1,300, which is our rent. The InvestNest does a beautiful job breaking this stuff out to show you where each number lies. Our reserve fund or war chest minus our mortgage. So that gives us that net amount at the top there, the 180, 186. So holding this thing for 5 to 10 years, which is kind of normal, the ROI significantly scales a little bit as well. And this is also factoring in that the rent prices are not going to go up. So just say you can increase 5% a month. within that first 5 years, I think you're already over 15 to 17% ROI. Excuse me, cash on cash. All right, who's ready for the fun part? Let's analyze the creative deal. This is my creative calculator. You can get it off of my website, christhompsonteam.com. The link will be below. This is a free download I have on there, and there's some other useful tools that you might find helpful. We are now on Bankrate, and this is another super simple free tool that I like to use to help analyze and crunch my numbers. And I'll just show you how it works. So we got our sale price in here. I only want to put 5% down on a 30-year term, and we said 4%. Our zip code is 40403. And our homeowners, we want to say it's 125 a month. Property taxes, the investments already told us at 100. We'll round it up just a hair at 120. And let's update. All right. So our PITI, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance comes out to $948 per month. Plug that in over here, 948. And our potential rents are 1,300. That gives us a gross cash flow of $352 a month. Our war chest is 195. Management still at 130. Net cash flow kind of stinks because it's only $27 a month. The numbers seem a little tight to me, but let's finish playing this thing out and see if it might be a deal for you. So our cash to the seller was at 5% down, which is 77.5. Excuse me, 77.50. The agent really hasn't done anything. I say we throw him $500 just to get out of the way. No assignment fee because we're going direct to seller and or direct to agent, and we're not working with a wholesaler. Closing cost is that 4% of the sale price. Cost of renos, we said it's clean. We don't need that. 2 months of holding cost is just 2 months of that PITI. And that is to find and place the tenant. It generally costs about 2 months. And a good TC is going to cost you about $1,200. So all in, you're looking at 17.5 versus 28. So this one is a whole lot better cash out of pocket, but your ROI, it's going to take forever to get your money back on something like this. So I don't think this is a good deal, but we're going to play with some numbers and see what else we can come up with. So our cash price was 109. And we know that 155 really isn't working for us. So instead of messing with their price, I think we're going to play with the interest rate. Let's drop this sucker down to 2%. Now we have to come to Bankrate, change that to 2%, leaving everything else the same. And that brings it down to $798 per month. So I'm going to change this to 798. Let's see how that does. So that obviously brings our holding costs down, kicks our net cash flow up, which is a whole lot better. So for $17,000, you'll have your money back in about 8 years. Now this is not factoring in any price raises. So for 17 grand, I would probably buy this deal. Yeah, I would buy this deal. Would you? If you would, let me know. What do you prefer, cash or creative? If you have made it this far in the video, you found some value in it. If you would, please hit that like button down below. It really helps the channel out, and I do appreciate you for that. That's going to do it here for us on this week's episode of the Weekly Deal Analysis here in the Corner Barn. I am Chris Thompson, that bearded guy, the creative guy. We will see you next week.